want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Shoot 'em my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah. Tell them that's like, yeah, it's still love it. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't stop. Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now while the option. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down, no. We holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Yeah. I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me back, back. Keep bringing it back, back, back. So I'm bringing it back, keep bringing it back. It's all like swinging it back. Back, back, keep bringing it back. Swinging the back, You think that I'm running in place? Y'all really testing my patience. Right before I blow up the spot, I had to get back to the basics. What if my talent is wasted? And see what I'm lacking the placement. Thought since I rap in the basement, but my come up is legend, is greatness. I don't care now, it's pedal to the metal. I can never quit now, I will never settle. Puppet to the game, I'm pulling strings like Geppetto. We in the same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. They say my style crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is in heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Wesley, test me.
Yeah.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
Up in the madness, the people is giving the damage. They turn into animal savage, rhinos and hippos and mammoths. The hero was coming, I'm locked in. You know that I'm winning, I'm top 10. You know that I came from the dog pit. You want it, you get it, you drop dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds in gardens. Then other kid is white flag. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city that need me is clear now.
We are almost at the end of the group stages here in Hellcup 10, and we are going to be going towards Group D to see first the elimination game and then the decider game to see who will join one win. My name is Freddie Rana, and I'm joined by Naokai. Firstly, dude, how are you doing today?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I caught these guys yesterday, so Young Ninjas and Talon, and I got to catch basically all of Group D yesterday. So nice to kind of carry it on, see how it ends, obviously being the final group and all before we head into the round of 16. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Talon can do in terms of their second official. They played their first yesterday against TSM. Kind of got curb stomped a little bit. They really couldn't get in towards that one. But TSM are tough, man. I don't think there's anything you can discredit them from that. Young Ninjas had a very, very close game of one win all the way down to that third map. Lost it 13-11 on the third map too. So a tough one for them. But then one win ended up beating TSM and qualifying through. So it leaves TSM in the decider match later on, which could even mean Talon get their rematch.
Yeah, this is going to be a really rough game for either Young Ninjas or Talon if they get to face off against TSM, but that is a conversation for after this game, because firstly, we got to focus on the Swedish organization and now this Aussie team that's come out of nowhere that I think surprised a lot of people. So why don't we go take a look at Talon first and just talk about them, because I think this is a team where, everyone should know as they're in MHL. And then you look at the other three players, and I'm not going to lie, even I was like, who are these people?
I got to say, so, I mean, I've caught these guys a little bit in the past. So I do know of them catching at least a few of them at some time, whether it was kind of Pro League, for example, or at least at ESL Challenger Melbourne, that kind of thing. Addict, I mean, at least the core of some of these guys have come from previous teams in Oz, essentially playing for either an Australian or New Zealand or a mix or something of the sort. But for the likes of Netic, came from a team called Rooster, somewhat should be known to a degree. They qualify once to Pro League. Hazard and Addict both came from Bad News Kangaroos, also qualified to Pro League as well. Before that, on teams like Vertex, for example, Encore, sort of just roster diving around the teams in the region. But Addict and Hazard sort of stuck together for a while. Netic came from a slightly different vein. He was, in a way, sort of like a rival of these guys, but they were sort of the best of the rest that weren't in FlyQuest in this region. And of course, we know for Talon, this roster is sort of a push to try and qualify basically through the RMR in Asia. But it's no longer an easy RMR anymore. It's pretty stacked these days. So it's going to be a tough road. They've got a good few months until we get to RMR period, but they've really got to dig deep.
Yeah, there's also, so outside of the Aussie boys, you've then got MHL, the Polish Orpa. So he's someone at one stage in his career would have been a really hot prospect, Miles NXT. He then goes to Endpoint, and then from them it's Falcons, right? That's his career progression, right? Yeah, yes. So you have this legitimately really talented Orpa who's putting up good statistics and he's looking strong. However, at 22 years old, he's come to a team with Talon, and this feels like a backward step in his career. And I was talking to you, Neo, in the pre-show. This Talon roster has a lot of comparisons to Bravado, where you have 4 players from a different region, boot camping in Europe, and they want to get a European Orpa. TVS goes to Bravado. Makes sense. He's not too experienced, but he's doing very well. He puts up really good numbers, and that could be a big break for him. MHL, what's he trying to achieve from this roster? This seems like a massive downgrade from his previous teams, and I really hope for his sake that Talon do find success. And also for Az's redemption arc, because I'm not going to lie, he hasn't really been too hot for the last 2 years or so.
Yeah, unfortunately, he had that stint on Sprout, which just didn't last very long. Came in as an IGL, just wasn't exactly, I think, what they would have hoped in that sense. So we'll see. Let's talk about the other side, though. Young Ninjas, see what they've got to offer up. This is a side that we all sort of know to some degree. Actually, a very decent team. I got to catch ex-Casper Sky when he stood in for the main team at Pro League. And despite being sort of really dropped in the deep end there, honestly thought he didn't do all too bad. But a couple of players on this team who I think are pretty solid. Always got a shout out Missed him. I think he puts up some good numbers, but also as a South African, got to support the boys. This new guy of Yokao, I haven't actually casted him yet, but seems to be a bit of the talk of the town coming through the Swedish scene.
Who? Jakob?
Jakub, yeah.
Oh, yeah, mate. So, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. So, the product, you know that, so speaking of TVS, actually, they played together in the Prodigy's SC, and I think actually both TVS and Jakob were, or Jacob, I don't know. I think we're going to pick, I don't know, Jacob. They both almost actually came to this Young Ninjas roster, and I think, yeah, this guy, like, really hot talent. That Prodigy Swedish team was looking legitimately really, really good, and it's unfortunate that they weren't able to stay together actually as a 5. But I think this guy has a really a really bright future, and maybe people aren't realizing his potential just because of, I don't know, the likes of Nilo, maybe Maxter, like Adam B, these other top Swedish riflers. And I think the Swedish scene is doing legitimately quite well right now. And I think if there is going to be a next rising star, it's going to be this guy.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I've heard quite a lot about him. He seems to be pretty talented at the very least, but be looking forward to my first time at casting him. Let's take a look at the Veto, see where we're heading in this series. We're going to kick off things over towards Anubis, picked by Talon. Then we're heading towards a Vertigo. And if you need it, our decider is Dust 2. This will be the first time as well that we get to see this Anubis out from Talent. They didn't play it yesterday in this series against TSM. So a slightly different Veto in a sense that, changed things up on the fly a little bit, because yesterday when they came in against the likes of TSM, they picked in towards Ancient, which ended up getting banned in that second wave by NIP. The other map in there was Inferno, which obviously this time is banned by NIP, so I guess they're pretty happy with that. And then Dust 2 was the decider, similar as this, but we never got to the decider yesterday. And I don't know if we will hear this Young Ninja side took one win the distance yesterday and could have even beaten them. So you'd make arguments that they're the favorites coming towards this game.
I think, I don't even know if it's really much of an argument. I just do think they are. I'm not really too convinced on his talent roster by what's on paper, and then their results yesterday don't exactly convince me anymore.
Sure.
I will say maybe this Anubis pick was what they wanted, because TSM's their instaban is Anubis, so maybe Ancient's their kind of like second pick if they have to pick into a map, and it's not Anubis. So, that's potentially a conversation. But also, one thing, before we do get into game, actually, no, we're getting into game now. One really interesting fact is that Talon have DJL, right, as their coach.
Yes.
He's ex-NIP. And then, obviously, Spray XD, the coach of Young Ninjas, they were in the organization at the same time. So that's a cool little overlap of two NIP coaches that were in the organization at the same time now on the server against each other.
Yeah, very true. Very true. We'll see, what they can bring to the server. But all in all, I am looking at this game with open arms to see what Talon can bring. Because yesterday's showing was tough, but it's TSM again. Like we said, first fight, Netic, we'll take it. Catches X-Casper Sky off guard, and that's a side taken. He might be able to land the plant here, and he should if he hits the shot, and he doesn't. Oh, he gets the kill, but he flossed the lines.
Look at Adek. This is perfect. Backline, him and MHL strike simultaneously, and this is actually looking like a really good pistol round from Talon. That felt very constructed, and Adek, yeah, coming in as that maybe final chapter. Only gets one kill. It's actually MHL that gets two from Connector, but Young Ninjas, I don't know if they really know what just hit them, and maybe if Jakob had actually denied the bomb, it would have been a different story.
Yeah, exactly. If you stop the bomb going down there, I think, honestly, you potentially have a chance to talk about that round, maybe going in their favor and whatnot, but I think the second the bomb goes down, he really struggles with that kill. That's where the panic sets in, and the rest, and, well, you know it. Nice round, found. Go, silence. Takes a pop shot, will connect. That's going to drop down into towards water. They're barreling in towards B. Only one player here. Blue Phoenix behind this smoke, got a lot to do.
And I like how he's just staying alive. That's a big isolation of Atza. Unfortunately, only good for that first. This is a very weird round because, sure, NIP, they actually have the advantage now. And this Rita is looking good, but they don't have the weaponry. And time is ticking down. Hazza, Martyrdom from the grave. X-Casper Sky shall fall. And now, this is when the utility all resets. It's when Talon will just succeed with the higher weaponry.
Yeah, and they should all fall away, keep on to what they've got, and another round going the way of this T side. It has to be said on this side too, we are seeing this side feel a little bit more confident than they did yesterday. I think against TSM, basically the entire game, they never really played the way that they should be. They were always looking on edge. I think, you know, we kind of spoke about it at the time, talking about how it was for the first series jitters, right? You're just a little nervous. You're playing against a very, very decent side, and things like this can happen, right? I think in this instance, though, this is where they're looking confident out the gates, playing great Counter-Strike, and actually playing probably the way I would expect of them.
Revolver.
Hey, it seems to be popular these days.
I saw it yesterday as well. This is a thing. I don't know. JL started something. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. This gun should not be in competitive play. But obviously now he's going to get a kill with it, and I really wanted to get a kill. I think he's just dinked someone through the smoke as well. But NIP, they haven't bought back into this round, but they are just going to have like some level investment. Silence obviously was saving that scout and armor. He's actually a very interesting figure in its own right, because he's been, I think, touted as a young talent for quite a while, and I think he got thrusted up into the limelight on maybe an NIP Young Ninjas a little bit too early. Sure. He actually used to play in the UK scene. He played for he played with LVN and Zai on
7 a.m.
7 a.m. That's the roster. Yeah, I completely forgot what it was called. So yeah, he's now back to like a Swedish core. Was at one stage.
Yeah, it's not anymore, right? Only
not
two
anymore.
of them. Yeah.
Yeah. But no, he's someone I think like has a high potential and a high future, but he's never quite showed me why yet, and I think that's been the sentiment for a lot of people.
Fair enough, fair enough. He's definitely a name that I've been hearing for kind of quite a while.
He's been around for a good few years now, and he's still like very young. And he also did have that NIP experience with, I think he won the Svenska League with them.
Yes, yeah. Definitely somebody who I guess for NIP is a bit of a, in a way, like a project who they're hoping for the future can be a player that can step in towards tier 1. Because we've already seen in a few instances of where there's like academy players, they let them go, and then they start to really flourish in other teams elsewhere playing at kind of a tier 1 level. And it's always kind of that I mean, NIP are the classic examples of it, right? They've let a lot of players go in the past, and they've ended up becoming brilliant the second they've left NIP. So Young Ninja side up 0-3 down. This is going to be their first true gun round coming through. All part of play for Silence. AK saved by Blue Phoenix. We get the rifles across the deck as well. Talent, a very easy 3-0 start for them. They haven't really broke too much of a sweat. Looking quite comfortable, like I said, in terms of their Counter-Strike, which is all I can ask of them because of how I saw them yesterday against TSM. They shelled up. They were feeling nervous, not playing good Counter-Strike. It was an awkward scenario and predicament they found themselves in. At the moment, it's not. Looking good, looking comfortable. I can't complain.
How's Jakob on 39 HP? Did he get knifed? I think he did.
He got stabbed. 39 means he got stabbed in the back by a teammate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And he goes very aggressive. Regardless of the HP, MHL still hits that first crispy headshot. And Silence, with the AWP, initiates. First AWP out on the server. And both AWPers come head-to-head. But obviously the Swede, he has the big one. And he's going to win it out.
Missed them. Holding at the edge of the smoke. Just waiting for it to fade so he has a chance to try and fight behind it. I think not going to give too much in terms of his response right now. It's a very tentative early fight here. The matching up close, though, always going to be the example where you can make things move on the move, being a little bit of a nuisance. Honestly, going 1-for-1 there isn't bad. 3 versus 3. Trades benefit the T side. Veto in towards mid as well. Re-molly on towards camera. Top a swing through that smoke, but as it gets caught off guard, jumping down from heaven, missed him, doesn't, doubles down, looks for a third as well. How to find it. Brilliant work from Mistem. Back sight, entry towards A, closed.
What a round! That is, like, okay, I think even getting one in that kind of 1 versus 3 scenario was already pretty impressive. Like, look, he trades out his teammate in a main. He picks up the Molotov, is able to mollo out towards camera, so it somewhat stints the momentum of the players coming through on middle. And then he just isolates those duels perfectly with barely any bullets remaining. He is crispy with that. And NIP, they get their first round on the board because of their leader.
Yeah, beautiful. Honestly, beautiful work there. Cannot complain at all. You get to see a little bit more of that. There might be something on the cards here where NIP can get going. First gun round going well. However, the argument on the other side too is that it was a bonus round for Talon, right? They had MAC-10s, they had Galils. Now they've got a full by their own, and it hasn't started well for MHL. Gets caught early. And same for Hazard.
Yeah, MHL had the AWP, and look at this. We have NIP throwing so much aggression towards canals. Last round it didn't work, but they do it again, and they get rewarded with 2 frags. Missed him, going 1 for 1. Again, the same sentiment of, I think that's good enough, especially when you're in this 4 versus 2 advantage. Really good rotation from Silence. A very skewed shot, but Blue Phoenix, luckily, is there to save them, and Addict now left on the lonely walk towards Connector, where still there is one player there to meet him.
This is a tough one for Addict. Surely just gets caught in the corner here. Left eye peek. No, he actually gets the shot. This is something maybe to work with. He's got the sight itself. He can get a plant out here if he wants to. That itself isn't bad. He's being flanked out, probably denied, and it will. There's no bomb plant coming through. Blue Phoenix sees it off. Only a couple of casualties too. In the first true gun round between both sides, it is very swiftly taken by Young Ninjas, and this is where they can start to really flex their muscles a little bit. We know this Young Ninja side are pretty scary. They were very, very good yesterday, and I think even though they did end up losing that to one-win side who are, they're no joke. Boster, Hobbit, Neelan, players who have all played at a decent tier 1 level at some point in their career. Latic as well, played at RMRs. Usually he's really been making it a name for himself. So taking that one inside the distance in itself is really credit and testament to how good they actually can be. But at the moment, now really flexing their muscles quite easily. Hazard gets caught. Pistols, not expecting a lot in this one.
Ooh! As you say that, Blue Phoenix gets his head completely ripped off, but NIP, they're looking like they've got this load of aggression all around. They're a very proactive CT side. That doesn't surprise me when you've kind of still got this Mr. Spray XD duo from ATK. I think that's kind of like not too surprising. And Casper Sky, he is just damage control currently. Unfortunately, some frags still are going in favor of Talon, and never mind, I was going to say Casper Sky on 9 HP, probably in the hot seat, but he just cleans them all up.
Yeah, nice and easy. Nice and simple. Just like that, we are all tied square. But that was a bit of a throwaway round. I'm not going to read too heavily into that. We should have that truthful buy coming through. We don't have the AWP out for MHL, so just the AK. But across the deck is going to be something, at the very least, which could be utilizing Talon's favor. Get a little bit aggro, try and get up in the face. Don't allow the AWP to have too much prevalence at long range, and maybe a chance for Talon to try and flip the script a little bit. But it is 3 rounds in a row now for NIP, and I think this side on the CT has started to look quite comfortable. And it is also quite concerning too, in the sense that this is the most T-sided map in the pool. It's the map in which is Talon's pick as well. And NIP run away with this first half. This could be pretty damning. Silence posted. Shadow. AK's there for the contact play. Gonna line up too. That's not bad at all. Molotov will come down behind it. And a nade to follow suit. Honestly, 2 for 1 in that situation. Not bad for Young Ninjas.
This just constant aggression. Completely catching off Talon. 3 gun rounds in a row now. Jakob has pushed towards Canal. And in 2 of them, he succeeded. This time, only good for the first. Won't be able to scarper away. One worrying thing, though, is this is the second time that Silence has posted himself in a right position. He's actually had the good either early round or mid-round rotation, and he's missed the shot, and that's maybe costed them a few extra lives, but this round seems to be under control. Silence just needs to be able to hit this first shot and then tuck away. Shadow spotted. This time he will connect, and look, Casper Sky is also rotating in very close behind. He's on a mission, a crusade to flank Netic, and Yep, none the wiser. The poll, easy does it. Young Ninjas, they take the lead. And I think I just heard a tactical pause being called for Talon, and that does not surprise me in the slightest because these gun rounds have just in no way, shape, or form gone in their way.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is definitely the sort of call that they need. Right now, things are not looking good. They're dwindling on these T sides, and you can see them look actually quite indecisive in the sort of mid to late round when they're obviously making a call out of spawn and they're trying to, in the somewhat early point, make something work, and it doesn't, right? And then when, you know, plan A fails, right, as we saw there, where you've got a contact player, the AWP on the corner, and the AK up close. The AK gets a double, going 2-4 in that situation, that immediately halts the ideas. They then get mollied, a nade behind it, so they can't actually commit towards the A main play. And then you can see in the mid to late round, they're just sort of lost. They don't really know where to go, what to do, and it falls apart. So, yeah, I can understand why Talon call for a pause here. They really do need to have quite a stern conversation because things aren't going well so far. They're not finding gaps in the armor. And this is a tough old predicament that they currently find themselves in.
This has honestly just been a really, really rough game for Talon after the pistol round win, and now different change of pace towards the B-bomb side. Blue Phoenix has to get a multi-frag there. Luckily, Jakob does. He's now in a very difficult position, but the rotations are very clinical. Young Ninjas are they're so mobile. It feels like they are always there in the right time, in the right place. They're always taking map control. And as we go into this next gun round, I'm not sure I've seen a Talon default on the basis that every time they've gone for something early on, they've been stinted because of Young Ninjas going for something early aggression. And Talon just haven't been really set up to restrict that. They've been more trying to set themselves up and then caught off guard because of this aggression.
Yeah, agreed. It is pretty difficult at the moment. Tough old spot. Currently find themselves in. Bit of spam. They're not going to do all too much, but to Casper Sky, this is a brazen play, and he gets one, nearly a second in all fairness, but even that in its own, completely catching Talon off guard. They just didn't expect any sort of aggression to that level. And these small instances where Talon are learning the hard way about how EU Counter-Strike can really get up in your face.
I mean, even for EU Counter-Strike, this is super aggressive. Like, every single gun round, Jakob now is pushed towards short water. Not short water, that's overpass. Canals. We're on Anubis. And, like, surely Talon... Are they maybe in the mentality that, like, oh, surely not again, right? No way he would push canals and get into this exact same position that he's been like 3 times. Regardless, though, he's a very well-placed microphone because he's going to be able to hear players potentially moving around water outside of A, or can spot them out when they come towards middle. Oh, he's moving at the worst time. They're going middle. No one's checking him. They're walking past each other like ships in the night, but he still has the information that MHL's an A main. This in itself is still a success. He catches off the A main player, and this should be the information that it's going to be a wrap towards A. Hazard, good opener, missed him. Maybe not expecting that because of where Jakob was, and he didn't see anyone coming from middle. And all of a sudden, they have the advantage, Talon.
Yeah, it does feel like, at least then, Muslim gets caught off because I think they're all in main rather than just MHL at the back. And it's tough, this retake. This even retake. First fight, good for Blue Phoenix. Doubles it down as well as Netigos going to get caught, leaving Hazard all alone, half HP. And in a world of trouble. They're starting to make noise coming through heaven. The attention, focus, but silence with the swing and the find. Flawless retake, in fact, as well. For Young Ninjas, making that look so easy.
The irony that Silence has, I've commented on him missing a few shots when he's in like a right position and he actually misses kind of these sitters. And then obviously there when he wide swings and quick scopes and a battle AWP, he hits the shot. Is this like a Swedish thing where AWPers can only hit people outside of their like 30-degree window? But also, Jakob, he does really well at just not moving in A main. You can see Hazard was just constantly looking towards A main, being like, I know someone's there. Peek, someone peek me, and then he doesn't, and it allows for the players in heaven to close the gap, and then Hazard gets put in a pretty unwinnable situation when that is the case. He was vying to take that duel on Jakob so he could isolate at least one kill, but that wasn't, and even then he still died straight away to the heaven players, so it's not like it really made much of a difference. But Young Ninjas been looking pretty lights out Counter-Strike, and I would wonder as well how much it's benefited this team that even though they had some struggle actually being able to practice and get tournament invites because they constantly had players going up to the main roster, even though they had that difficulty, does it still benefit in the long run to these players and to a team like this? They had those experience pretty much every single one of them, I think, apart from Jakob maybe. Mistem, did he play? I think Mistem did something, did he?
I feel like I remember him at least stepping in at one point. I mean, NIP as an org main team, whatever, they were in such a tumultuous spot at one point where they were having anybody stand in that they could kind of from the academy team. The academy team basically became the main team for a brief kind of stint. So
it did, yeah.
You could probably make a solid guess that at some point one of them did step in, or at least all of them.
He played
at some point.
last Premier Showdown.
There we go.
That was when I think it was literally the academy team, right? Yeah, it was literally this team minus X Casper Sky and plus Maxter. Like Blue Phoenix and X Casper Sky, you would have seen them at Pro League now. Silence played with the old roster at the Svenska Cup, and then I guess Jakob is the same with Mister, where he only got to play that one tournament, but with the academy team.
Yeah, it's true. Our 6-3 scoreline now as the tech issues are concluded. The brief sort of sound issue. Let me get back underway. But so far, so good. Young Ninjas, since the guns are coming to play, 6 in a row. You really can't complain.
6 in a row, and that last round was the biggest sweat of a round, and it still ended off in a three-player staying alive clean retake. Talent, they've been given a lot of control towards middle in a lot of these early rounds and missed them. This nade, ooh, big damage onto Netic. However, a smoke towards camera. This is going to force a rotation from X Casper Sky to focus towards Palace. He's in the correct position, but he gets annihilated. And Azza, the old dog still has it, it appears. And now Talon control the majority of this map at 40 seconds. The first time I think we've been able to say that.
It's true. It's in the backlines here. Might have a chance that work with something as long as they don't get caught off guard moving in on this contact play. I mean, still going to clear dark. This first fight here has to go successfully. Blue Phoenix trying to fight in, and also Addict going to come in for one of his own.
Ooh, he didn't
Jakob, but he doesn't spot the second.
Is that going to make a difference?
I'd overlook him. That's the only issue.
Yeah, but then he has to get like 2 kind of kills in pretty quick succession.
True. Looks like they're saving anyway.
Yeah. I think they're just going to kind of... And you can see they're still even clearing connector. Yeah, Blue Phoenix is like, come on, man. Didn't even know I was there. But, of course, Talon, the one round where they probably have, you would say, like a lower buy because they're buying off the bomb plant money and their full loss bonus. Hey, Galil's not much util. They just kind of group up Deathball towards middle and get that 1 kill on X Casper Sky, and that 1 kill pretty much wins them the round. And surprising that Young Ninjas don't go for any map control research. Like, they all just do sit on the extremities, which is something they haven't done. And this was the one round where if they had done that towards canals or A main, they would have been able to rotate towards B.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. First time we see a bit of success out for Talon, which is good. And now the hope is that it's not a one-off, right? You know, it's not a flash in the pan. Want a bit of consistency. Use that as a catalyst for a strong end to the half. Maybe even make it a 6-all. And potentially, you could talk about something being on the cards here. But generally speaking, I don't think Young Ninjas are too worried with the spot that they're in. They're going to have money for the last 2 rounds and a half, no issue. They buy into this one's fine. They still would have money for the AWP into his next one, even if this one went south as well. Ali Util towards A main. Flash going to come through for a peek in towards water again. This time, I think probably Talon a little bit baffled because it's so quiet in comparison to the aggression that they used to out of NIP.
I think it's like, surely they expected it. Like, it's actually a bit of a piss take almost how many times he'd be able to do this. And yeah, okay, they do actually expect him. I would have said, like, surely, like, I feel like for Jakob, like, you know, do we have to do that every single round? And we have seen a lot of aggression for NIP, but in this round, it feels very flat, and it almost does feel like they're doing kind of the exact same stuff. And this is the type of change I was looking to see from Talon, is that they actually hold more passive in their default. They go for these plays that allow NIP to walk into them. And even though Blue Phoenix does get a really nice double through the smoke and a really nice lineup and a good timing, that should be the round over. Yeah.
Okay. Silence. Any exits would be nice, but doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Just like that. At least for Talon now, we get to see a little bit about what they can actually offer up. I mean, we were worried when it, 6 in a row out from the Young Ninjas. They just looked so clean in terms of the style of Counter-Strike they were playing. It was awkward and uncomfortable. At least now, it's a tough predicament where they can't really allow Talon to get too confident either. They're going towards that CT side, start feeling a little bit easier in terms of their approach. It might actually allow Talon to start putting them a bit of a fight here for what initially looked like a really awkward spot that they were in. About round of the half. We'll actually see attack balls come off Young Ninjas. They understand it too. This is a spot for them where they need to at least guarantee that they go in with a lead, especially going 6 rounds in a row. Not taking a lead heading in towards that second half would actually sort of be a failure in itself.
It's one of those weird halves where you kind of start to feel like Young Ninjas could have actually run away with it. But at the same time, Talon now, a good resurgence. MHL's been pottering along. I don't know if he's had the greatest of games, even though he's got like, 9-7. He looks like he's doing decent. Addict's been really good on these lurks. And Hazard's been quite good at opening up some of these rounds for Talon. I think NIP should really be getting 7 here, considering how well they were doing. I think it'd be a bit of a failure if they don't.
Sure.
We see a big change here. Blue Phoenix on the AWP. He's getting ahead of that lurk smoke. This could be really damaging to Talon. I do not think they'd ever expect this to be the case. He needs to be very careful. They're closing down on him, and he strikes for 1. Does he realize, though, there's 3 more behind that smoke? I think with the hounding of utility, he maybe starts to think there's a few other people there.
Yeah. Not a good start for Talon. Gets caught early. Now Hazard's got to watch in the grave. This is a tough old spot again where the early call out of spawn does end up going their way, and then now we're going to look towards the mid to late round, which has been a bit of a problem for them to find some success. MHL gets a little fortunate, however. Spam on towards the smoke levels the playing field. Now maybe a chance to work here. They've got mid control, which is good. The 2-2 split for Young Ninjas. 2 towards A, 2 towards B. Ooh. It's fine though.
That's a big find. I think that's that's a round-running find, because now you realize that's probably the lurk, especially with this util in middle. Silence. See if he can replicate Blue Phoenix, and well, maybe the AWP should get tossed around a little, because Silence, that's 2 big missed shots from him. Missed him. They really seem to think he's in A main, and they will be successful. They get the right read. Netic survives on a lick of HP, but still a 2 versus 2. Talon splitting up, and this could be their downfall as Azza gets caught off guard. Blue Phoenix, he's had a great round so far with the AWP on B. And now, alongside Jakob, pushing their way forward. Netic in A main, Not exposed just yet. Swings out, but they're both there. And they play the buddy system. Young Ninjas take 7.
Yeah, nice work from Young Ninjas at the end there. Yeah, I agree with you. A few quite crucial missed shots from Silence, who is just ultimately having a bad game, right? I mean, not been looking all that. In all honesty, it is a little bit concerning. A couple of those sitters, a lot of that probably comes down to confidence, right? Which is fair enough, but looking awkward at the gates. But I guess on the other side, it's a couple Blue Phoenix and Jakob who have been looking very solid themselves. So far, so good. Now Young Ninjas head on to what is arguably the better side here of the T side on what is a statistically T-sided map. Maybe a chance to get things going in their favor. Talon, look at them too, and now we can say if they don't get a pistol here, they could actually start to be in a little bit of trouble where Young Ninjas get 8 and probably 9 as well because of the low buy. It could be awkward. They should have got quick towards A though.
That is a big first shot from Hazard. Remember, Talon won the first pistol round, and they still were only able to get 5. Nice sharp shooting from these USPs, and NIP, not sure what they can really do about this. And yeah, they are being rounded up. They are being hounded down. Casper Sky, he's a youngster, known for his sharp shots, and this could be when he exemplifies it onto the server. Unfortunately, that one opportunity to maybe put it into a 1v1 has gone awry, and on 9 HP, he has to hit some really nice shots. Yeah. First bullet headshots onto both players, and I'm really not sure that's gonna be the case. Playing with their food a little bit, Talon, and Azza will close it down. He actually doubles his kills.
There we go. There we go. But in the end, yeah, it has been, a little bit of a slow game for Azza, to be fair to him. But pistol round taken once again. And that's all that Talon could ask for, keeping this first map close. But this does also feel like it needs to be a one map too. I mean, we're headed towards Vertigo next. And I mean, interesting in the sense, it's a map which Young Ninjas have played twice. And they won both of them actually pretty handily. They won against 1 win yesterday in pretty simple fashion, right? It was a 13-7, and they also beat Alliance yesterday too, 13-1. So that seems to be a very good map for them currently. For the Talon side, the arguments would be that that's not a great one for them. Casper Sky shot on towards Azza. Somebody jumped across there as well. It's a bit of a bait and switch. It's pretty smart.
That was actually just really nice. You're going to need some antivirus for that one, Azza. Is that where his name came from?
I'm not giving you that one. But
Not giving me that one?
Well,
okay, yeah.
It is an antivirus, but I don't know if that's where his name came from. It'd be weird if it was, like, if that's your inspiration.
Mine's a herb in RuneScape, so, like...
Yeah, I guess. But, like, I don't know, like, it's so specific. Let me actually check. Oh, no, nah, to be fair, his real name is Casper. But then, like, I don't know, like, the Casper Sky bit does make you think that, like, it's sort of inspired
Maybe
by
he
it.
was like, okay, my name's this, and there's an antivirus as this.
Yeah.
Because when you make your nickname, and I'm definitely applies to me, you don't realize that it's ever going to actually mean anything.
It's true.
Now I'm here just like, god damn it, man.
Yeah, I don't know, yeah. I'd like to ask her at one point to see, like, I mean, obviously it's his name, but then why add the sky bit? And obviously that kind of makes it, like, the anti-cheat. Unless it's...
He's always been like this as well. Like, he's been around for a good couple of years at, like, a high elo. He's been playing because he's 17, I think. Yeah. And he stood in for, like, Los Kagutos. He stood in for, like, Permitter, PGA Toro. Like, he stood in for a lot of Polish teams. I guess this is his first actual, like, kind of proper team at this level. And, like, he's only 17. And I think, like, I remember him being, like, a high elo. He's taken my elo a few times. But this was, like, years ago. Like, 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, and obviously, now get the chance to really sort of shine in a way on this side. And at least from the times I've caught him, he has looked pretty good. This round, first gun run out for Young Ninjas. The AK's out in place. The bonus, of course, for Talon. Got SMGs on deck, Netic with the UMP. Not often you see it, but a few players have started picking it up these days. Will be caught into a fight in just a second. Molotov going to come down and stop them swinging through. Silence gets one. Jakob will trade as well. Next Casper Sky, we spoke of this guy, and he actually gets caught by MHL. Had a decent round in the last round, MHL, and he starts off well here.
Yeah, I don't think he's died yet, actually, on the CT side. He's been really doing very well, but this round, I'm not sure if it's winnable. I don't think it is. Yeah, look. Oh, Jakob might die to this nade. That... I think if the players in CT hadn't completely evacuated, then they would have gone for that, because they had a kit.
Yeah.
Had util, but I think Addict and MHL were already so far away that it was like, nice kill, Azza, but unfortunately we can't actually do anything with it. However, that round, honestly, for Talon, they do everything probably correctly. They both double up, and they play that buddy system towards a main, but Silence takes that first contact onto Netic, I think onto Netic a little bit earlier than the second player could come and trade. So you kind of had Young Ninjas 2v1ing, and the fact they were able to win out those duels basically was the round over. Because that is where, like, if Talon had won those duels, bam, round is probably in favor of the CT side, but unfortunately not to be.
First round in the gun rounds towards NIP, but of course that was a bonus to Talon, so we can't read too heavily into it just yet. A true gun round for them. For Talon, the rifles on deck across the board, we've got to see them shine too. This is a buy as even as it'll get, basically. Both sides, premium rifles. Some amount of utility as well, and a slight lead for the Young Ninjas. Important spot for Talon to try and keep them at bay. Molotov coming in towards mid. One for the T side as well, which will keep the CTs tucked in here. Netic towards camera. It's a tough angle to try and clear. Fighting up behind it. Next Aspen Side gonna find him. Looks for a second. MHL spams with the smoke. Gets his. Still two towards this site. Swinging up from a main. Jakob only gonna get one. There's still a last guy on towards this site somewhere. They're gonna try and overwhelm now. And he will get caught by Silence at range. Smoke in towards camera, going to make things so difficult.
And that smoke is MHL smoke as well, if I'm not mistaken. So unfortunately, that's going to maybe block this immediate retake from Talon. And even though they had the right read and pretty much had 3 players towards the correct side of the map, NIP are able to isolate those duels and also not over-rush things. You can really see with Silence still sitting back deep in a main, waiting for that final peak. Like, they are playing very methodical style of Counter-Strike there, but also in a aggressive enough position where it makes Talon very uncomfortable, and it kind of forces them into the hands of the Young Ninjas. Well, we said the bonus round, not too big of an issue if they do lose that. However, now losing this gun round, saving 2 players and still having a little bit left over, is there a world that they do just buy back into this? And if they do and lose, well, Young Ninjas might just be running away with Anubis.
Yeah, I feel like you're right, man. I mean, at the moment, this is just looking like the Talon in every way are playing catch-up, right? I mean, even in terms of the scoreline coming into us as half, but then just in terms of momentum generally, it just feels like Talon are on the back foot. Young Ninjas look like a slightly scarier side right now. At least they have a little bit more to offer up. It's tough. A tough spot they're in. A second attack pause called here, and you can understand why at the moment. Tough old predicament that Talon kind of find themselves in, where if they can't find a round within the next sort of 2, we're talking about Young Ninjas getting towards the point of taking this map, in all fairness. And if that was to happen, it would be a pretty awful spot. Looking at a low buy around the 2 saved. So we got an AK, we got an M4, and not even really upgraded pistols brought up around them. Understandable for the likes of kind of MHL wants the AWP out, but you could maybe expect Hazard or Addict to drop over like a 5-7 to make them a little bit competitive, but it's just going to be USPs for Netic and MHL, and Hazard got himself a P250.
This is the right decision from Talon, and this is also the right decision from Young Ninjas. They are going towards the A bomb site. Only 1 player here, and it's Hazard on the P250. This somewhat benefits Talon because Addict and Azza can just both save their rifle, and I think this is a very nice setup that they had, is that, like, if if Young Ninjas had gone towards B, look, Talon probably win out that round. And if they go towards A, Talon just save and bring their resources into the next round. And MHL should be having an AWP dropped over by Azza. So for the City side, it's not completely doom and gloom. There is a little bit of a silver lining. They just need to be able to produce around the board in this next. And if not, then I think that's it.
Stick around, see if they get any sort of exit. For Hazard, maybe an opportunity here, but I really don't expect all too much. He gets a dink. No. In all fairness, missed them. Probably
They
missed
missed
the ball
him
there.
dead.
Oh,
Wait,
actually,
what?
way less than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Most maps these days, but they're pretty extensive bomb readies, but seems to be not the case here. But either way, 10-7. Not many chances left here for Young Ninjas, really. The buy, or Young Ninjas, Talon, may I say, the buy comes in for them. And we're looking at this now. If they don't find this buy, it's map point for the Young Ninjas. It's basically as simple as that. We are pretty much getting to the now or never sort of scenario. We've got to try and find the success. MHL, it's all. Couldn't catch Silence on the cross, and he will actually get one of his own as he catches Addict. That's pretty big.
That is a massive opener from Silence. I think it was Addict that was jumping down from middle as well. So this Canal's aggression gets stinted before he can even get going. Talon forced to reset themselves with no map control and with a player disadvantage. If MHL had just traded there, that would be a completely different story. But because he can't, they're going to have to give up that space and reset. NIP playing very slow here as well, actually, for the start. They're going to try to get some mid control. Anetic caught out in the open. Hazard can't help him because of this Molotov. Really oppressive utility being utilized by NIP. Hazard just tagged that Molo. Blue Phoenix should have heard that. And as the Young Ninjas progress towards A, Talon do have the read. Everybody is here for the fun. MHL flashed off, but this time he will not miss. Back to a 3 versus 3. And with the identification of the AWPer, you can see they're speeding up towards the B bomb site, and they have read this round perfectly.
That's true. Talon's holding for any swing out backside, but they'll realize sooner rather than later nobody's here. The other side too. I mean, for Talon, it might be a temptation not even to give this a go. Flash is coming over, but slowly making a little move in towards CT. But there's an argument to be made about keeping hold of what they've got. And it seems with how tented they are, that might be the case. As it going to drop over a bit of retake utilities. Maybe going to be popped in here. Bomb already pretty sufficiently ticked to a degree. First flash is good. Azza will find his. Jacob falls, and so does Mistem. Now puts it all towards the AWPer. Gets the first. Stick it on towards the bomb, however. Shoulder spotted, and MHL just going to defuse it. Simple as that. They're going to try and hunt him on the way out, and he will get caught. So, good retake from Talon. No complaints at all. A couple of kills come through at the end for Young Ninjas, but they're all just consolation kills. The round goes the way of Talon.
Okay, they are consolation frags. Does it, what does it do to the economy? It's actually not going to be as big as I maybe imagined, but that's a massive retake for Talon. That is a type of retake that keeps you in the game. Really nice utility placement. Young Ninjas had no util. Silence those 2 flashbangs he used to flash CT. The second one didn't do anything, and I was thinking maybe he could have kept that for if the retake is attempted and he could support his teammates, but not to be. NIP trying to reset themselves, and Silence once again with the opening kill. We have the AWP. This time MHL is singing with the AWP. 2 for him. Addict gets his one around the smoke, and Mistem just can't do anything. Bruised is the Young Ninjas. An ex-Casper Sky coming in from the lurk, just wondering what went so wrong. And remember, Silence had the opening kill there.
Yeah, that's tough. That's a tough round to lose. And now Talon within 1. The money's going to be a little awkward too. I mean, Silence and Mistem don't have a hell of a lot in the back pocket. So we're talking about what potentially could be a bit of a half buy, in all fairness. And that in itself could be pretty damn awkward. 45 seconds to figure out what we're doing here. But my assumption is just going to try and keep out of the AK. Then the AK for ex-Casper Sky, but Probably no real buy around it, so it's a bit of a hero AK, or maybe they try and force, then reset the economy, but awkward. Gonna try and make something of this, though. 1v4, turn 1v3. Well, that's a back flat. There's a player in towards heaven. It's always a bit of a tough angle as well, as Hazard can sort of play around the timings here. Still not being cleared, and Hazard will see it off in the end. But at this time, gets the kill, upgrades to the AK. Talon, make it a one-round game. And yeah, money is an awkward spot. My assumption is just going to be a bit of a half buy here for Young Ninjas. Stay around 2k, don't really do anything too audacious, buying towards the next.
And all of this has come from a very poor post plant. Like, I really think Young Ninjas should have won that post plant in that 3 versus 3. Equally, in that previous round, they had the opening kill. It's a real big change of pace. I think we've seen them go for more of these passive defaults on the T side, but there they go for a fast pop towards the B bomb site. And even though they got the opening kill and there was only 2 players, MHL, mollowed out, it just wasn't enough. Talon, they hold on, and MHL, this is the type of level that he should be shining at. This is the type of team where he should probably be putting up the big figures, and in this map, that's exactly what he's doing. 21-9 on their map pick. The Polish AWP is outclassing everybody currently.
Yeah, exactly. MHL, he spots the hand there. Oh, Silence doesn't know his angles. Oh, good one there, and MHL going to get yet another. Looking for more, does get dinged this time, but he might be tempted to continue peeking. In all fairness, he's looking pretty confident. He's now being held, and the bomb actually spilled forward on that second kill. So good luck. Netic's just holding it. Any sort of contact play, MHL will swing off the back of it. Flash. Doesn't put anybody in the corner. Drive by from ex-Casper Sky. Thankfully, the AK is there for support. The P250 gets some damage. The bomb is trying to be recollected, but it's not going to happen. And in the end, it's just a couple of consolation kills. Yeah, Silence just didn't know the angle there. His hand showing, betrayed him.
That's really rough, because when you crouch, you actually, your model becomes a little bit wider, and that's exactly what caught Silence off guard there. He's just a little bit too far out, crouches, and then gets spotted. As soon as that happens, that's also information to MHL. There's a second player there at a minimum, right? Because you know he's boosting, so there's at least another one there. And it's just like shooting fish in a barrel. Sure, they do lose 2 players, but economical damage, I don't think, is really the aim of the game right now for Young Ninjas. They've lost their lead 10-10. I don't think they've ever been tied apart. Oh, it was 7-7. So yeah, to be fair, Talon have won both pistol rounds, and it still looked like they were probably going to lose the game. But this is the first time I think we're actually seeing them look pretty consistent on the gun rounds. My only worry and issue is there's maybe a small little reliance on MHL. He's being super proactive with the AWP. So as long as it's working, I guess don't try and fix what ain't broke.
Yeah, that's true. A relatively shallow smoke comes through, and this is to try and
lurk smoke from the T side.
Yeah, sell a bit of a. No, that was actually CT smoke, that one.
Oh, right. Was it?
Yeah, CT smoke there, and it was.
Yeah.
And it's thrown to try and sell them into kind of a false sense of kind of confidence, so they peek, and MHL's there with the orb. So might actually end up working. I mean, Hazard's dropping a bit of util. Smoke going to come down once again. One towards connector. Molotov will come through in response, but not really an issue. Nobody's tucked in that position. MHL going to fall off the angle. Another smoke going to come down this time, and I can't really do anything behind it. 1 minute on the clock, and Bomb not really committed. Big control taken, which is great. 3 towards A, 3 towards B. Flash will come down. Netic. So Molly over. Sorry, going to try and fight behind this, and A's pretty chunky. That might force them away. Nice find. MHL going to get caught. He tried to get proactive, and that time it cost him his life. Missed him, will fall. That's the bomb too. Casper Sky is low. And as he drops, this is where Netic's coming alive. Let's put it all on towards the young AWP. Had a bit of a tough game at times. And now 1v3 to 1v2.
30 seconds. He has to commit towards A here. And what Az has done really well is he just waited for Addicts. But unfortunately... Oh, no! I was going to say Addict is just going to be walking into the crosshairs of Silence, but on the timing of all timings, Silence drops down as his foe comes around the corner, and now Talon, outside of the pistol rounds, this is the first time they have held a lead on their map pick, and what a time to come alive. 11 to 10, Young Ninjas reset. They have no money. They are on the low buy once again. This could be a free 12-4 Talon, free map point, and they'll have 2 opportunities to close it out.
Ah, tough. Really tough. It has to be said. Just a bit of patience there from Silence, and he gets himself a really decent chance at that round. Just Casper Sky on the flyby with the Tech 9. Gonna get 2. Oh, hang on a moment. Hell no, surely not. Mr. gonna get caught by the nade. That's unfortunate. Trying to get away, but just so low. Bomb goes down. Aussie, a couple of kills in the bomb point is already not bad for this sort of a high. Jakob doesn't realize that can be shown there as Azza gets a double. This round probably not going to amount to all too much. As the next Casper Sky is, first of all, nowhere near, and also so damn low. Talents. Can't do anything to deny. He is, going to fall there. So, a nice retake, but bomb point, couple of kills. I don't think they're complaining.
I don't know. There's definitely 100% a small sense of just like a big sigh there, because like, you get a double opener. You're in a good position. Issue is you play very aggressive, and Talon, they have so much utility in their back pocket that they just dump the kitchen sink pretty much on Jakob there to make sure that if anyone is playing close, they're going to be softened up, they're going to be blind, they're going to be displaced, and that's exactly what happens. Young Ninjas, I really thought this map was a done deal for them. I really did think that they had this one in the bag, but all of a sudden now, that doesn't seem to be the case. All of a sudden, we have them fighting for overtime. No longer can they end this off in regulation. And I think Talon, I'm not gonna lie, they've just looked amazing on the C side. They've looked like a whole different beast, and I guess a lot better than what they were against TSM yesterday.
Yeah, it's very true. The Talon side are looking much more like themselves, and I think Young Ninjas are really, unfortunately, just falling apart. They had many opportunities to make something work in this game, and unfortunately, every single time they've just dwindled. Be the last hurrah for them here. You at least have guns. First fight for Silence is good. Poor timing has to be said. It's unfortunate. Hazard didn't have support of MHL. It's a little awkward as he just gets caught in an awkward shift move out, but nice work for the first. Casper Sky again. He's been pretty solid on these entries. I'll give him his credit. He'll be caught in the trailer just as that smoke plumes.
Now, turning our focus and attention towards the B-bomb site. Addict has got Azza, and these two, they're holding down from Plateau. Missed them. Only able for the one. Silence, who opened up this round, has to try and clutch up. MHL rotating in. They don't know where Silence is. So you can see MHL cautious of potentially a flank behind him. But Silence stops in a rock and a hard place. Peeks in. MHL does miss a shot. The Glock actually connects. Not even a Tech 9 P250. It's the default pistol. Sidearm out for MHL, but Silence this time does succeed. He opens up the round and he keeps them alive. Young Ninjas, they take us to the full 24 rounds.
My God, fair play. Fair play. I mean, excess Casper Sky again. A nice entry in towards mid, but it's Silence who does all the legwork in that round. They really needed a bit of a hero, and he's had a bit of a rough game. And he makes it work in the end. So 12 to 11. Overtime, a possibility here. We've got an MP9 in play for Talon 2, which is going to make Hazard's life a little awkward in this round. A chance to stay afloat. Double Molotovs in towards mid. MHL opting to peek through it is a little bit brazen there. That's 44.
Even though Silence maybe has had a bit of a rough game and we have maybe critiqued him, he has been getting a lot of opening kills on the T side. Like, he's been opening up this round numerous times, and they've still been losing it out. And that was another round where I was like, okay, Silence has got a really quite nice aggressive opener. It's like the 4th time in recent history, and they might still lose it. NIP in general have been just doing really well at getting opening kills and not succeeding. Right now, missed them. Okay, he gets an opening kill and damage on the hazard. That's massive. Now, 1 player on B. Oh, X-Casper Sky. That is crispy as you'd like. You bring someone like him into the limelight, and that's exactly what you're anticipating. Now, with 74 HP combined, MHL and Hauser, miracles are going to have to happen if they can close out in regulation. Overtime is dawning upon us. The 11th hour for Talon. They would have loved to have closed it off here. They had 2 opportunities. They swindled them both. And in a 1 versus 2, Silence, he is so happy he's brought his team here. Is the round over? Most certainly yes now. Silence, most likely the damaging blow. MHL, a good attempt, but overtime, here we go.
My God, Young Ninjas, fair play to them, keeping this afloat. And now we get to see on the other side too about how they can dig deep, what the sort of onus is on this side. Have they got something in the locker to keep themselves afloat? This is good. And that tail end, I mean, it took a while, but all that we can really ask them is, you know, can they come alive? Do they have it in the locker? Now we know the answer is yes. And now we can start to see maybe how Young Ninjas have a little bit left in the locker, right, in terms of the scrapbook and what they can bring to the table. Wild one, though, all in all, but it's a game that we start to kind of find ourselves in. Or maybe, just maybe, Talon might have exhausted everything they've got in the locker and they could be in an awkward spot.
This is a very uncomfortable spot if you're Talon, I think. Like, you had the opportunity, you've lost it, but you start off the first round of overtime with conviction. Nice opening kill from Hazard, a spam through the smoke. And for NIP, they've been getting so many opening kills, and it's still, in a lot of situations, hasn't been enough. Now, how can they react when they're in a 4 versus 5? Missed Mollos, that's really not great in middle. MHL could actually peek behind the one behind doors.
Shot. Second time of asking, MHL going to connect. Netic in for the support. Nice work. All down to 2. Silence. Hellcup not expecting a hell of a lot. Smoke will come down, though. Maybe a chance that nade might make his life awkward. Yeah, he will fall. It's all down to the young Orper. Silence. Missed shot. Gets one at MHL on the swing. Just knows. And he can take that fight, and he delivers. Talent, the round that they desperately needed in regulation. They get it to open up OT.
Young Ninjas have been doing the exact same mollos in middle. They throw the default one, and they also throw one towards, I guess, the mouth of middle. And they haven't really been getting much success from it since, like, the first time they used it. They continue doing it and always tend to have people pushing behind it. Talon is just completely reading into it at this stage, and you can see the position from MHL in that round was able to cancel out. You see the mollos there once again, not providing any success, but just early utility being dispersed from the T side for no actual map control being taken. And NIP, we've seen them end towards the B bomb site, or like kind of pop here quite early, and it was an opening kill from Silence that ended off with MHL farming them up. But this time, MHL has to rely on his riflers because he gets double swung, annihilated. Attic holds the line for 1, make it a second, still has Azza in contention. They've smoked off connectors so they can both focus towards B main, and that's exactly what's going to happen. But missed him. Works around his self-thrown lurk smoke. Azza hasn't been identified. Snake in the grass. They have no idea he's here. Finally strikes. Still though, it's a 2 versus 2. Silence now actually just left alone. He knows where both Talon players are, and he has been subjugated towards B main for this whole round. He has not been able to make his way out, as his riflers have been unable to create that space for him. He's been trying to provide overwatch. That's been unsuccessful. And with 30 seconds left on the clock, the bomb down in no man's land, Silence just sitting here just trying to figure out how he could have had any impact.
Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, it always just feels like Silence being left alone. at the tail end of these rounds. He just doesn't have the support for it. I don't even know what we're doing here. In all honesty, probably just saving. Doesn't have the bomb. Doesn't have a chance. Just keep out of your AWP. I mean, it's one of those things with in overtime, you can't always just keep reinvesting in towards the AWP. So that'll be that. Keeps hold of. The AWP has a small little silver lining, but it's going to be another round going the way of Talon. 2 for 2 in OT so far. And, oh, so far, so good. Ninja's going to call for their only tack pause left in overtime. And has to be said, too, that this is getting to the point of already being quite concerning. This is now where Talon, once again, flexing their muscles. They, fell apart a little bit. Yeah, saw the tail end of regulation, but coming in towards overtime, once again, look like that same beast that got us this far in towards the game. All right, 14 to 12, and off spot now for Young Ninjas off the back of this pause. Want to try and dig a little something up. I mean, getting 1 out of 3 is better than nothing, but this is still a T-sided map, so all in all, it really is still an awkward spot that we find ourselves in. Nate, in towards mid. A little bit of damage on towards X-Hasper side, but nothing too damning.
Yeah, no, this is definitely getting a little bit scary if you're Young Ninjas. Kind of 2 rounds pitter-patting with no real success. Returning for this attempted mid-take. There's some that actually do take that space. MHL over towards the B-bomb site, currently not in a position to have any interaction in this round, and so we put the focus towards the rifles. This A-bomb site has held sturdy. Netic with it all to do, the world on his shoulders, and he does not crush under this weight. Finally brought down, but 3 kills have been claimed by that man. Is it enough for Talon now on this 3 versus 2 retake?
Gonna be tough, that's for damn sure. Numbers advantage for Talon. They've got to try and utilize that play off each other. Don't allow the opportunity to isolate fights like how Blue Phoenix was. He gets caught. All of the silence once again. Young Orb has had plenty of opportunities to try and make something work. Gets 1. Still alive, in all fairness. Trying to make something of this, and he's doing not a bad job of it. Nade, not sure what was the plan there. The second one will see him off, though. And that'll be the retake. And that'll be the flawless half for Talon. As once again, unfortunately, Young Ninjas just sort of whisk away into nothingness.
This is looking really impressive from Talon. I think their results yesterday weren't exactly giving us much hope. They weren't providing with really anything. I think they kind of got swept away by TSM from what it sounded like. And right now, even though Young Ninjas gave 1 win a real run for their money, they are not... I mean, look, they probably should have won out this map. They had a severe advantage in regulation. They then force it to overtime, which you already think is potentially enough. Like, okay, we've put it into overtime, we've reset ourselves, and then they fall very flat. Talon, though, on the T side, this is actually ironically where they struggled the most in the first half. This is where NIP probably looked their strongest. They were doing really good with their calculated aggression. And it's something that I don't think we really saw those themes transverse onto the T side, and that maybe was the biggest of issues. But with no aggression this round, NIP playing towards the extremities, Casper Sky probably taking this first contact in middle, and he will succeed. Also spots out a second.
As making a bit of a move. We're going to get in towards mid control pretty easily here. Nade on towards the smoke. Phoenix can't really spot anything behind it. Netic, with him falling, I mean, still an opportunity for Young Ninjas to stay alive in this, but still, awkward spot that we currently find ourselves in. It's fine, though. Simultaneous kills from Azra and MHL. This might be the beginning of the end. in all fairness. Blue Phoenix, Aquaman Silence got it all to do, and this is a tough spot for them. Bomb goes down, and this retake has got to be flawless. Molotov to stop this rotate coming through, so Blue Phoenix just got to wait. You look at the other side too, utility is pretty thin. Smoke, Molly, Flash, as they start to try and maneuver in. The first fight is good for Hazard. Looks for a second, and he delivers two. All down to Silence once again. And Asper, unfortunately, can't do anything in this situation. Silence, in like 3 of the 4 rounds in overtime, was left alone in a 1vx. And all 3 times couldn't make it work. Flawless talent in OT.
Yeah, it's like literally a symphony of headshots there towards the A-bomb site. There was a man disadvantage. X-Casper Sky does really well to actually get that inaugural kill, but especially Hazard at the end there, really accurately just reading that play very nicely. And Young Ninjas, if I'm them, I'm definitely a little bit like, I don't know, distraught, just kind of discombobulated. I feel like that was their game for the taking, and then they get absolutely steamrolled there in overtime. Talon, they are looking a lot more fierce today. However, that was their map pick. So now we start to beg the question of, will they be able to succeed on Vertigo? We actually didn't see them at all on either of these maps yesterday. So it's very fresh for us what we may be observing for Talon. And with most definitely the momentum and confidence in this series after this break, let's see if they can take it 2-0. And let's see if they can still make their way out of Group D, taking revenge on TSM later today.
What kind of shame is this? Are you new? Ever heard of Hellcase?
Best cases in the world. Book a rookie and me. Don't be shy, come on. Haha, newcomers are lucky today, huh?
Hellcase, the best cases.
The city is up in the madness. The people is giving the damage. They turn into animal savage. So rhinos and hippos and mammoths. The hero is coming, I'm locked in. You know that I'm winning, I'm top 10. You know that I came from the dog pit. You wanted, you get it, you drop dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds and gardens. Then watching them sprout and harvest. The greatest was always in my plans. Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city, they need me, it's clear now. back, back. Keep bringing it back, back, back. Said I'm bringing it back, keep bringing it back. But you can't fall like swinging it back. Back, back, keep bringing it back. Like swinging the back,
You think that I'm running in place? Y'all really testing my patience. Right before I blow up the spot, I had to get back to the basics. What if my talent is wasted? You see what I'm lacking the placement. Thoughts as I rap in the basement, but my come up is legend, is greatness. I don't care now, it's pedal to the metal. I can never quit now, I will never settle. Puppet to the game, I'm pulling strings like Geppetto. We in the same game, but I'm on a different level. I passed it. Gotta keep grinding till I'm laid up in the casket. No fake round, but you feeling too plastic. Yeah, y'all feeling too plastic. They say my style crazy, but then it's straight jacket. Wow.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is in heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me.
Yeah, guess I know no better. I ain't got no chill, so they call me a devil, I know. Look, I am just a man on a mission. If I want it, then I get it, I go. And if you're trying to test me a beast, you gon' need Liam Neeson. The chance that you're taking is flagrant. You're testing your luck. If you think you make it out, then you're sadly mistaken. Careful what you putting your stake in, cause I ain't got no patience and no limitations. You trying to figure me out, and I know I don't make sense, but no one's there when you call like you're trapped in the Matrix. You need to take a break from it. I think you should take 6. Cause yes, I hold a throne and no one else can replace this. The pain will only go deeper the harder you chase it. I'm the greatest that you ever met. It's time that you face it, so tell me.
Why you still testing my patience? Trying to turn me into something I ain't trying to be. All the hate is in heavy rotation. You gon' lose yourself, quit testing me.
Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me. Don't make me lose my mind, cause I'm looking like Wesley, test me.
We can come back, though the time is gone. I'm round into escape from your left. Don't lie, 'cause I know your heart. Don't try looking for someone to forget. 'Cause I gave you my whole life, and instead you gave me nothing.
And how long have you been here?
From early morning.
Take notes, kids.
Hey, was that a bite? Will you share?
Hellcase, don't miss your luck.
The city is up in the madness. The people is giving the damage. They turn into animal savage. So rhinos and hippos and mammoths. They hit one in them top 10. You know that I came from the dog pit. You wanted to get it, you drop dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds in gardens. Then watching them sprout and harvest. The greatest was always in my plans. Battle the kid is white flag. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city they need me is clear now. Giving the damage. The people is giving the.
Welcome back, everybody. Map number 2 on the cards. And it was unfortunate ending for Young Ninjas, who just fell apart in overtime. Really couldn't get going at all. However, we're now heading towards their map pick. It's Vertigo up next. They had a very good day yesterday on it in particular. Both wins against one win and then Alliance 13-7, 13-1. We don't really know what to expect out from Talon because they haven't actually played this map yet in an official.
I would have thought this series was going 2-0, but now I'm starting to think, like, is it 2-0 for NIP or is it 2-0 for Talon? Like, this is Talon winning that map 1 in the fashion they did completely caught me off guard. I feel like they had the momentum. They had the confidence that MHL already has the first opening kill in this round. However, he lets Casper Sky go by. His teammate falls because of it. One bullet left, and he still hits the headshot. Now comes the supportive flashbangs. MHL, unfortunately, not going to be getting the A's, but that is super assertive from the AWP very early on.
Yeah, MHL, I mean, he is just one of those players who, when he has his good days, he can potentially be unplayable, and this is actually what it's felt like today. Map number 1, he was incredible basically all the way through, and to start off this one towards map number 2 is exactly what we want to see, and that's all we can ask for. Keep that consistency across the map. So great work from him. Talon the first round of the board, of course, will be an M4. One out for at least MHL on a personal basis, and then we've got a Farmaster UMP, double MP9 around it against the pistols. Shouldn't have too much of a problem here.
Shouldn't have, and it is dangerous if you start giving MHL that confidence, because as we saw over on map 1, like, he was fantastic. He probably was kind of the main reason why they succeeded.
Yeah.
And if he's able to give this, like, get this confidence very early on, dangerous.
Okay. I start again. MHL gets even more kills added. That's Sally, 7-1 to start things off. Ain't too bad at all. 2-0 for Talon. First true gun round though for Young Ninjas, so we get to see what they're all about.
Is there an AWP potentially? No.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I was saying that would be really like I'd be like impressed if they did have an AWP, but yeah, like, okay. MHL, he's farming, he's cruising along down Route 66. He's gonna see if he can find some more frags. Where is he actually currently? He is over towards A, yeah. So playing 3 players towards A early on for Talon. NIP, they're playing this slower default. Issue is Silas has already been netted down to 54 HP.
All right. Not the start. guess they'd want to see. Early nade does a pretty serious chunk of damage there. Quiet. Not a hell of a lot on offer at the moment. Bit of a spam. MHL won't give them too much of a fight. Molotov comes over too, but it gets out of there no issues. Five seconds. Time ticking. Gotta start to make a move.
Here comes the smokes. Here comes the util. Here comes the aggression. Jakob, 1-for-1. MHL currently blocked out. Trying to lay supporting fire for Azza, who I think is actually ahead of those smokes. Can't deny the bongs. He's planted it safe X Casper Sky. Missed him, trying to make some tracks up Catwalk. He's going to be stopped in his place. Hazza almost gets another frag through the smoke, but MHL will finish off what his teammate started. And this retake is looking very hopeful. 2 versus 4. Young Ninjas, Sandbags, and Baby Rampant. Oh, Blue Phoenix! Blue Phoenix, what is that? The 1 versus 3! He lines them up and nails everyone!
Oh, and MHL, he just runs out of ammo right at the end there as well. If he hadn't of, there maybe would have been a chance there, but he just runs low and he can't get the shot. And just like that, it's going to be a round on the board for Young Ninjas. It requires one-man heroics. Oh, but it's a awkward round to lose on the other side as well. However, a 2-1 means that for Young Ninjas, they at least kickstart their campaign on this T side. We'll see. A pause called by them immediately off the rip. And I think, you know, part of it as well is maybe even just take a breather, to be perfectly honest too, right? You know, that was a pretty intense end to that round. Make sure don't do anything too audacious again coming through. For Talon, the buy's going to be a little awkward here because, yeah, someone's going to take a hit because of how the economy was. It's going to be Netic, who just picks up a 5-7. But even across the board then as well, utility a little bit low as well.
I don't even really know what happened there in that round. Like, I guess he just kind of... They would just walk in front of him and... Blue Phoenix? Seeing if he can be the next Israeli star, adding another one to the tally. He was definitely one of the stranger notes of this roster, I think, because I think he was the oldest.
Sure.
And I think that definitely surprised me, having him picked up, and I do still wonder if there was, because of that, maybe small bias because of Spray XD, and, you know, like, they are friends, and same with kind of missed him potentially as well. But I think it's like bias with good reason. Like, there's sustenance and substance behind that, and it you know, it has evidently worked, because I think this Young Ninja roster is good, but this would definitely be a bit of a demoralizing loss. I think they definitely know they should be winning this. And Talon have done great on map number 1. Now, on this full buy, but not much utility or weaponry, Netic gets very aggressive and tries to potentially catch off one player, then realizes three players under A. Now, NIP reset towards B. Azza and MHL, they've got the read. Azza's on 2 HP, but he's still going to try have a sting. MHL, it's his time for a clutch. Both players low. Now it's just a 1 versus 1. Missed him, sticking the bomb. It's a 1 versus 3 for Blue Phoenix. And then MHL goes, you know what? I can do one better. A 1 versus 3, 4K. And it is just... It's so good, man.
Yeah. Masterfully played, it has to be said. Really, really well done. Another chance that we get to just see the individual highlights of MHL, who's having an absolutely fantastic series. Map in particular, too. 13-2 to kickstart. Really, can't have any complaints at all. So far, so good. Attack pause going to come through here for Talon. So both Young Ninjas and Talon using very early attack pauses. An instance as well where maybe you can feel a little bit of the nerves here. Well, Leon bet odds are pretty one-sided. 1.33 to the 3.1 in favor of Talon. And I gotta say, I'm pretty inclined to agree with Leon.bet, honestly, at the moment. I feel like Talon at the moment at least feel like my sort of favored side, just in terms of what we've seen so far for that previous map, how it ended, and then so far how they've looked coming in towards this Vertigo as well. We weren't really too sure what to expect because it's not a map they played an official on yet, but honestly, it doesn't look too bad.
I mean, it doesn't look too bad on the basis that MHL is just the king of Vertigo currently. I think without his success, it definitely could have been a different story. You know, he has got an ace, he has got a 4K, 1 versus 3. Like, he's kind of done everything so far for his team. So it does beg the question of, does he need to kind of continue in this current form? It also, that same sentiment, I think, is very greatly shared for not just this map, but in general. Like, is there going to be somewhat of a reliance on MHL as he opens up this round? He instantly gets decapitated. Nice, swift trade there. And anyone else can be picked up if needs be. It's actually very far away, and Blue Phoenix is caught. But in front of that Molotov, Talon, they just crunch down this A-bomb site, and Young Ninjas can't even get onto the sites.
That's a beautiful haul, honestly. They've adjusted really well there. So MHL gets caught in the trade, right? And instead of just sitting back, and which is probably what is most commonly done, is just to pull back a little bit and wait for them to kind of overextend. They actually get proactive, and I like this. They push in towards yellow, and P9 gets up close, gets an upgrade, drops a smoke as well, so knows that if they're going to fight him, they're going to have to go through a smoke, which is always really never going to be something happening at the pro level. In your pugs and your MMs, maybe somebody's a little brazen, but not here. Nicely done. We are seeing this NRP side struggle on the T side, and it is tough, right? T side Vertigo can be very awkward to get going, but this is pretty damning so far. X-Sky gets caught. Nade and the spam by Netic. It's just simple work for Talon so far to find these advantages.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely got, like, it definitely hurts if you're Talon. Oh, no, sorry. If you're NIP and you're like, right, lads, we've just won a 1v3. Like, we're cruising for a bruiser. And then you get 1v3'd. And then everything goes wrong. Like, that is, it's definitely not gonna be the greatest feeling when it comes to just confidence and mentality going to the later stage or the early stages of this map. And both sides, this is actually gonna be the first round where Silence and MHL has the AWP out. MHL has been all over this AWP duel, and so far on this map, he's just been all over everybody. You would think that if Silence doesn't get any success with the AWP, and if MHL keeps on winning that out, that is basically like all the signposts point towards a 2-over talent, and it's MHL who's been a majority of these rounds, starts towards middle and catches off Casper Sky.
Yeah, true. Very true indeed. Hasn't. Can actually spot them out, and then it swings in and loses his life. MHL though, still a problem. Second kill for him. Bash gonna come over as well to allow maybe a bit of time for that rotation. Frontside smoke allows them to start contacting their way forward. He doesn't do a bad little tag either. And up on top of that smoke, has been spotted. Adler lucky doesn't get caught. And Blue Phoenix gets 2. Maybe a chance here. Blue Phoenix is low. I'm going to try and come across. MHL has a nade as well. Nade on default should be able to get the kill here at the very least. Can't deny the bomb. Now knows where the last is. AWP v AWP. Silence versus MHL. It's Silence who rips his head off. Good start for Young Ninjas. Back into a bye. They make it stick. And a 1v2 converted Silence at that tail end. Really nicely done.
Second 1 versus 2 for him in this series, but you definitely got to give a lot of props to Blue Phoenix there. In a fairly unwinnable 1 versus 2, he cracks it open like a nut. Both of these rounds Young Ninjas have won is pretty much because of Blue Phoenix, but you got to give props to Silence there. He keeps his cool. He does very well in that clutch, and even though he is last alive in a lot of these situations and hasn't actually succeeded, there's the opportunity. He arises, and even though MHL gets 3 kills, both AWPers pretty much win it out for either side.
Okay. This is awkward though, isn't it? MHL still prolific as ever in all fairness. That's just MHL right now.
20 kills.
20 kills and we're single-digit rounds being played out so far. We're heading with the 8th round. It is a ridiculous start here. I think finds Casper Sky, and now this is looking like a much more doable for Talent.
mean, it's kind of what happened last round, where they caught off one with the AWP, one in middle. I think the issue last round was that Blue Phoenix, he kind of got fed the first opening kill on B, and maybe overextension from Talon being like, oh, we've got 2 opening kills, we can go something aggressive. And the hope is that they learn their lesson and don't replicate those sort of mistakes. MHL in a good position here. The A bomb site poised to be attacked. NIP, smokes come down, missed shot from the AWPer. Addict neutralized because of that. However, Netic at long range with the MP9 will trade out. And MHL won't miss twice. Very easy cleanup for Talon. NIP straight back on the back burner.
Yeah, that's good. I think for Talon, they need to make sure that they do not allow this sort of Young Ninja's slight resurgence that we were sort of seeing. That's good. Like, get back into the winning ways. Start to make themselves feel, at the very least, a little comfortable. And then now we can start once again, kind of piling on the pressure, I think, on towards Young Ninjas if you are Talon. Hence why we do see this second attack pause called. They are in a bit of a tough predicament, though. It's safe to say for the Young Ninjas, because we could talk about Talon getting very easy, like bare minimum 8 rounds on the CT side. At that point, it might already be a pretty awkward spot in itself where we're saying, is it even recoverable? You lose a pistol, that potentially could be the series done.
To be fair, we were kind of having maybe this same conversation on the first map about NIP. We were like, oh yeah, they're really in control here. They're really maximizing their chances of success, and look how that turned out. However, with NIP winning these very isolated rounds, it's not doing wonders for their economy. Like, we do see them, they have this low buy, which would be fine. Normally you'd have like armor and util, but no one's got armor. There's a few upgraded pistols. So these low buy round wins are super easy for Talon because NIP are not able to string any rounds. Economical pressure, also preservation, Netic, that was really crisp. Even though it's against an eco, that was still, he's someone who's impressed me a lot, I think, this game.
Yeah, no, agreed. Oh, but then does get caught by a run. Is just CS2 to a degree. AK pick back up. 7-2. It's gone down of kind of uber importance out for Young Ninjas. Lose this, and Talon not only get 8, but actually could get a 9 just off the back of the eco itself, and that would be pretty awkward. And also probably on the other side too, we have to look at this and say for Talon, feeling like they're winning the map by winning at the half, just because they put up such a wild deficit for Young Ninjas to have to try and get back into this. I think it's safe to say that, at least from what we've seen so far, this is a good map as part of the Veto for Talon, at least so far. And even if MHL wasn't going lights out, they just look quite in terms of how they're set up. But also on the other side as well, where we look towards Young Ninjas, and it feels like maybe Talon have obviously just done their homework. Probably expected this to be picked into, expected the prep here, and you know, they've come into this with quite a lot of bonus in terms of what they're going to approach, and so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, NIP have played us twice yesterday, and they lost 8 rounds against Alliance and 1 win. Like, those are some really impressive results. So, yeah, NIP are obviously very good at this map, but Talon are just outclassing them. And right here, round's already over. NIP, within 10 seconds, they go for some fast aggression towards B ramp. Hazard and gone for aggression themselves, but the timing aligns perfectly for them. And now with this 2-man advantage, they can be able to reset and focus on the extremities, forcing NIP to basically walk into a bomb site with no information and on a disadvantage. And now if they want to go towards B, they're obstructed by this smoke.
We're walking through the smoke. Oh, we are.
What?
We are walking through the smoke. Silence will get us killed. Still. Was advantage now eradicated as they're going to back. However, I'll flash over to try and slow them down. Mitchell's a further and further away.
That's a really weirdly round. That's just such a weird round from both sides. Like, Talon I'm not sure how they've allowed for those double entries towards B. Also, I'm not sure how Silence got that opening kill. Like, because we were spectating the player on default, right? I thought he was behind the box, and it looked like he was behind the box. So it must be his arm sticking out that Silence acquired. However, NIP, even though they got those entries, they put it into a 3 versus 3. Doesn't seem like they played that post plant together. You know, you got Silence on white box. You had Jakob all the way close by generators. There was no sort of cohesion, and Talon were able to isolate those duels a lot easier than they probably expected. But coming into the penultimate round of this half, bomb down, max loss bonus, NIP, they have the economy, and they saw how the B bomb site did work previously. This time, they are going straight away ahead of the utility. Hazard, this time, not picked off lackadaisically. He will be getting the opening kill. Great supportive flashbangs from Addict. Hazard will claim one more, but will fall. Has he done enough?
Oh, trying to stay above. Oh, MHL knew it was a possibility. Nade on towards us. Nade a molly combo onto his default. Oh, he actually gets away somehow. The Tech-9 spamming, and he's getting so close. MHL, honestly, unstoppable right now. Yet another kill to him. That's actually tagged Jakob as well, so they surely should know. He's in that smoke. And they do. Spam down. They see him off. Only the one casualty. And another really, really solid one coming through for Talon to once again extend their lead. And MHL, both kills just shows that luck or some higher being on his side at the moment, because he just can't seem to miss.
Yeah, he's been gifted by the hand of God right now. Great util, great placement with just everything. And Hazard, as the B anchor, getting 2 kills there is really instrumental. I want to say as well, great flashbangs from Addict. You know, like that second kill was not only allowed because it blinded the player default, but it also blinded the player on white box. So Hazard was able to swing out and freely get that kill. He was subsequently traded, but the damage has been done. And as a B anchor on Vertigo, like 1 and done or just 1 and escaping is good, but 2 is monumental. It allows for the rotations, and it's a very retakeable map, and it's kind of exemplified there. MHL, just everything going in his favor. But as I say that, Jakob shuts him down. Riflers, can they step up? Hazard only good for the first. Netic running out of bullets. It's 1-for-1 trades. Talon, swift in rotation. Addict, he's had a slow game. I was praising his flashbangs. Now can I praise his brawn?
Addict trying to play around this smoke as well. It looked like he was tempted to go through it. It's against. Might make a move, and on timing, somebody could get caught off guard here. No, it's actually going to be Addict. As Blue Phoenix gets both at the end. So, I mean, a small sigh of relief, but a 9-3 half is dominant. There's no two ways about it. And Talon now get themselves a really good opportunity. And when you consider, too, that, you know, in that previous map, both pistols won by Talon. If they're able to do the same here, NIP already could be under a lot of pressure. Single-digit kills across the board for the Young Ninjas side. Nobody really stepping up. Missing on a poor game, unfortunate for him. 1-12 is not where you want to be, as Talent are flourishing still. MHL 24-6.5 is not bad at all. And even if he was to end on 24 kills, we'd still say it's a good map.
Like 29 kills for NIB combined. MHL's got 24. Like he's almost got as many as the whole of NIP in the first half. Surely this is enough for Talon. They don't get the double digits in the first half, but 9-3 is still fantastic. And this pistol round, it could spell disaster. Talon, they've been really successful on the pistol rounds so far on this series. And they're going to want to look to continue. Azza and ex-Casper Sky both next to each other behind the wood. Perfect entry. And this pop completely just takes NIP by surprise. Catches them with their pants down. And with this retake, there's no kit. There's a bit of utility. But in a 3 versus 5, I think this spells the end of NIP Young Ninjas in the Hellcup 10.
Wow. Yeah, his pistol is pretty dominant so far at the very least. As it gets caught. So does Vetic, so does Addict. Hang on a second. 2 versus 2, but MHL's still alive. And if he's still alive, there's a chance always he'll walk away with 2. Hazard as well gets that last. Nicely done. 10-3. Only one team in this. His Vertigo pick has not gone the way in which Young Ninjas expected. It's been difficult. I can see why those Leon bet odds were still one-sided towards Talon earlier, because they have looked great. With a tech pause, now's a good time to go and check them out.
Yeah, I think they substantially contributed to the prize pool. And if you also want to look at the prize pool on the right, it says current prize pool. So the reason why it says that is because there's actually a crowdfunding element to this tournament. If you go over to Hellcase and you open, I guess, like the Hellcup case, it actually contributes to the prize pool, which is really cool. And I think there was we've already seen, what was that, 1,400 contributed to this tournament.
Yeah,
I seem to remember last tournament, by the end there was definitely, like, it was a good couple grand. So it's always, you know, it's very beneficial. But remember, guys, like, if you are going to Leon, if you are going to Hellcase, remember, it is gambling. So if you are doing it, make sure you're over 18, make sure you can afford when you do gamble, and that it's in a fun and safe environment.
Yes, exactly. As they say in England, when the fun stops, stop. You know how it is. But we're back live, 10-3. 7-round deficit and a no bite out for a spot that has been, I mean, so far a really, really interesting game in the sense of where Talon actually showcasing just how good they can be. We didn't really get to see it against TSM. TSM made that series look very easy. It was actually quite a concerning opening official, but for Talon here, they've looked like a complete different side. They dug deep in map 1 and they've, I mean, come out guns blazing in towards map 2 on their opponent's map pick. It's been great.
Probably one of the best performances ever for MHL. And I think for him, even though he's probably set up to succeed and you kind of expect it, like, this is not against some random Australian team. Like, this is against Young Ninjas, who are all pretty decent players. And, you know, Miston would have played at RMRs, he played at Pro Leagues, with a team, that is. Sorry, I mean, like, obviously the guys have played at Pro Leagues since, but with the NIP roster, and it's, yeah, like, they do have that tier 1 experience, a lot of these players. So this is, like, you know, somewhat of a formidable roster to actually be just destroying. And not only has he been fantastic on this map, but you got to give credit on map 1 as well. Like, he was, again, at the top of the scoreboard. He went 30-14, and now he's about to reach 30 again, but with a lot less rounds.
Oh, well, 2 more rounds is all that Talon need. Simply put, so far, so good. Oh, this Talon side who really haven't looked uncomfortable even for a brief moment. We're going to be boosted up here. Looking for anybody pushing out just above that kind of smoke in towards shore, but it doesn't look like that to be the case. And Hazard, there is that bit of a fight. They've pushed B stairs. So they're a known quantity going here towards A at the very least, but then Hazard might be able to catch them in rotation. That would change things up quite significantly. 1 minute 10. And it's a waiting game, but it's weird because I don't know if Talon realize that they are a complete known quantity here.
Oh man, that's so rough from Latic, because from not Latic, Netic, because he's holding that boost and then jumps up on sandbags and dies because of it. MHL finally dropped. That's the first time he's died in a while. And you know what, NIP, this is looking a lot similar to what happened on Anubis on their CT side when they had all of this aggression and Talon really just kind of felt strangulated and very constricted multiple times. Also, reboost. I think I think Jakob's gone to that boost 3 times and every single time has found a kill. He's had a very slow game as well, may I add. So it's nice seeing him back on the board. But Young Ninjas, they find a round.
It's true. The Young Ninjas, it's something that we haven't said really in a while. It's a side who've struggled all the way throughout this map, and better late than never, I think, is kind of the main point that we're building up here.
True, but yeah.
Still need so much more to be in for a chance. Molotov will come down, stop that aggro B stairs play. Same over towards ramp 2. Not overly aggressive here, the Young Ninjas. They're not taking bits of control, but not overplaying their cards, not too heavy on the ramp progression, which some teams really like to play, or B stairs, vice versa. They did push down B stairs last round, and Hazard went 1 for 1 in catching those guys in rotation. This time, think against it. Wood spam. And really coming about it. Smoke towards top stairs as well. Thrown there by Blue Phoenix just to give him a lot of time. But it does allow the T-set to play behind this. Oh, he tagged him a lot. Molotov. They're going towards Black Flat. How's it going to find that first? Addict going to get the second. They crack open B.
And honestly, I don't even blame Blue Phoenix. Like, that guy got bombarded with so many different pieces of utility, and Jakob got a triple in that last round and was probably the reason why it was so convincing. Now has given his team back this even 3 versus 3. There is no kit on the board for the young ninjas. That's a oh, and there is for Mistum. Sorry, I missed that one. So he had to get on that bomb. Silence identified towards Heaven. He's kind of blocked out of this round right now. And with all 3 players low for Talon, it's still a 2 versus 2. Time ticking down. Addict, 12 HP. Bombs being defused. Mistum with the kit. And in the nick of time, Jakob, who completes his quad kill, will allow Mistum to defuse the bomb, and Young Ninjas survive to see another day.
Wow, I can't even believe they get away with that in all fairness. I thought the second the B site gets cracked open, that's it. I mean, and then it just drifts. And Talon get caught. Too many fights given over towards the Young Ninjas, and they keep themselves afloat. And it will actually be a bit of a less of a buy coming out for Talon. They don't have the money to work with for a full investment. So we see a couple of upgraded pistols, but ultimately should be a complete throwaway round here. So should be 11-6. That's where, at the very least, NIP can start building a little bit of consistency coming through. Jasper Sky for 1. The M4 gonna get aggro. Gonna get 2. Looking for 3. Can't quite find it, but job probably already done. Or maybe not, though. Maybe there's a chance. The gun's picked up.
And look, like, I think Casper Sky being on an MP9 is very, it's just showing that the money's not great. And, well, this round's winnable. I don't like this. Bomb being tapped, going around Catwalk. Blue Phoenix, he knows what's going on. He realizes and identifies this, but can't do anything about it. Now, Tucktail running towards this B bomb site. They're going to get caught off in transition. A1S at range. Dominated by the MP9. That got way too close for comfort. And NIP, because of it, their money is still a little bit neither here nor there.
Wow. Really, honestly, they could have made something work. I think that they actually just, rather than running, just shift walked out and played it very slow because they had time. They might have been able to get out of there and potentially, you know, attempt to rotate or catch somebody off guard or something of the sort. But in the end, it was a round we didn't expect a lot from, and they made it a little bit expensive. Those small silver linings and all of the rest. Into the buy. MHL's got his favorite AWP. He already has that 30 bomb. Just getting naded down to less than half, though, to start off this one. So tough for him.
I think he also got hit directly by the grenade.
Yeah.
So Jakob would have been close enough because he wasn't in this corner as it happened, but he was, you know, maneuvering his way down gap. He would have heard that. So it's confirmation that one player is down below B. This is a very normal setup for a T side. You have the AWP holding A and the rifles working around the map. Jakob lackadaisically walks into that crosshair with the Connacht on the other side of the map, thinks that ramp might be clear for the taking. NIP, they do love their aggression, and you can see trying to be installed here over towards ramp. Addict, the fact he gets one there is criminal. He also identifies Blue Phoenix and tags him down to 32 HP. Talon with the man advantage, the HP advantage. This should be a done deal, but Blue Phoenix playing trickily around this smoke. If Talon, for some reason, choose to regress through, he should be here to catch them off guard. But now, with just a scare that they could be through middle, that they could be literally anywhere, Blue Phoenix choosing to retreat. It's going to be creating this space for him around the B bomb site. When does he realize that he needs to go back and check B ramp?
True. Blue Phoenix is going far away from this position. It looks like
no info.
Yeah, it just looks like I mean, it looked originally like they're just going to play together. The only issue is that they've completely given up a bomb plan here. Smoke down as well. I don't really know if you even want to play behind this. It might actually be the best option to save. They don't really have good long-term econ. There will be buys coming out off the back of this, but in some way it might still be a little awkward. Blue Phoenix is tagged, I think, for him. And of course, the Silence has got that orb. Just save. Keep hold of what they've got. And that's Talon. Match and series point now found for them. Oh my. How quickly things have drifted in a somewhat favorable spot. Just when it felt like there was maybe going to be a chance for NIP to get into this, start building rounds in quick succession. Very quickly gets thrown back in their face. Talon now find that elusive 12 that they've been hunting. And Ninja's now going to go 6 in a row. Try and salvage this and take it towards an overtime. I don't know if it's going to be a possibility. They took it to overtime in map number 1, which, fair play. Even that really had them, needing to dig deep. But here is going to be difficult. X has to bring in a FAMAS too to make it even worse.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was saying on that eco round. Even then, like, the money wasn't great. And then now losing this next round, it's actually so pivotal that they were able to save an A1S and an AWP. If you can see that if they didn't do that, it would have been a really difficult round for Young Ninjas. They would have had really poor economy. And we'd already, I think, be saying goodbye to them. But because of those saves, it does give them a lifeline. It gives them a chance because they still have 3 players with full utility. They still have majority of players on primary rifles, and everyone's on a rifle. However, I'm not sure how much of a difference it's going to be making. Talon, it should be only a matter of time. And it's also just MHL on the warpath. He is playing lights out Counter-Strike right now. Silence. His AWP not able to sing the same way as he gets mollowed off his angle. And NIP forced off their earlier positions on a ramp, having to give up that space. But going into this boost, which they went for actually the short boost last time, and that contributed to so much success. This time, they're going to be boosting up Jakob, and he's not going to be getting any success with any frags, but it's going to be information that no one scaled up after that first execute onto ramp.
Phoenix playing deep over towards B. About to test it once again. Smoke going to come down. Front sight. Flash as well, try and find a fight for him, but it just doesn't catch Azra in time. Throwing a little bit too late. They pop it towards B. Azra sticking around for more as well. Molotov on towards Heaven for a re-aggression. They go for it. And Smoke down in towards CT as well. Oh, this is tough. And IP, they're all focusing on basically one position for this retake. There's no flank on hand at the moment. Well, Flash is decent, but he still stays alive. Over towards Jen. Desperately trying to do it. And Azza doesn't even need to do anything. MHL on that warpath we spoke of, but then he falls. Next Casper Sky is giving himself a chance. AK picked up, spotted, spam, not able to do anything. Tap on towards the bomber, smoke on towards it as well. And next Casper Sky going to see it off. He has the kit, and somehow, some way, Young Ninjas have stayed alive. I thought they were completely done there, but they've made it work. That post plant, pretty rough from Talon.
I'm honestly not really sure what went wrong, because there was the opening flashbangs and Young Ninjas blinded their entries not just once, but twice. You saw the reason why those first few frags came in was because the players jumping around and coming through generators were completely blinded by Silence's flashbangs. So I'm not entirely sure what went wrong for Talon, because they got the first 2 opening kills and then just seemingly all fell apart. Casper Sky, he picks up 4 and that 1 versus 2 clutch. So you know what? He saves them. Is that going to be enough though to start a crusade towards overtime? They do have this interesting opportunity where they're up against a very convoluted buy from Talon, and also one of their rifles has just been dropped. Natic caught in that smoke. Early 2-man advantage for the CT side.
Again though, we're brought back to a level standpoint. There's actually no one towards B. They'll realize in a second as they start to converge in this position. Now a second crack at a post plant here on the B site. Once again, smoke down towards CT, Molotov towards Heaven. And they see this one off in a 3 versus 3. There's a little bit of util to work with though over towards NIP. We got 2 smokes, 3 flashes. And try and pop around this corner. Has a playing up close. One towards Jen as well as a contact play. But again, hot flash avoided with ease. Jumping round behind. Addict in for the trade. That's all you'd ask. If he can get a second here on towards Jen, he might be doing okay. Doesn't spot him in towards Heaven. He's right above him. But it doesn't matter. In the end, MHL will see it off as he finishes off the map with 34 kills to his name. 13-7. Talon take the series 2-0.
Very impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't have the highest of expectations coming into this series for Talon. I wasn't completely sure what I was going to be observing, but one thing's for sure is that MHL's an absolute beast, and he still has what it takes, because that performance, not only on map 1 but map 2, dropping 2 30 bombs, one in overtime and one in a very landslide victory. Young Ninjas, I think that's a very disappointing result for them, and they're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, of course, being that as an elimination game, it does mean we have to say goodbye to them, which is pretty unfortunate. But now Talon set themselves up in that rematch. They played against TSM yesterday, didn't go well. They sort of quite quickly got overwhelmed, I think is probably the way to put it. The first official didn't go the way they would have hoped. I think they just couldn't really get going basically at all. Now the question looks on the other side of, in this rematch where they're coming off the back of a win and they're probably feeling a little bit more confident. They looked considerably cleaner there. Can they maybe find a chance into this? Who knows?
I guess we're going to have to find out after the break, because we actually don't have much of a break. The schedule's quite a fast one, so we're going to be back in about 20 minutes. It's going to be that revenge, and I'm not going to lie, Talon, they're looking really sharp today. I think TSM, they got to know they're not going to have another easy, clean sweep, but consolidation to Young Ninjas. It's unfortunate to see them be bowing out so early on, especially if we don't get to see too much from them, but it's really cool to see the Aussie boys actually provide some pretty decent results in Europe. So after this 20-minute break, come back to see if they can make it out of Group D, the final 2 teams in this group stage. Let's see who makes it for that final spot in playoffs.
It's almost yours. When are you gonna get another chance like this? Go ahead. Go ahead. Why are you slowing down? You almost got him. Come on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? So, this is what you decided to do to me, to all of us, for pixels? Fuck you and your Roland. Let's get out of here, bro. Have you seen how many scammers showed up?
The city is up in the madness. The people is giving the damage. They turn into animal savage. So rhinos and hippos and mammoths. The hero is coming, I'm locked in. You know that I'm winning, I'm top 10. You know that I came from the dog pit. You wanted to get it, you dropped dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds in gardens. Then watching them sprout and harvest. The greatest was always in my plans. Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city, they need me, it's clear now. the dead is a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family that bang in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning to flee. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand. Flipping the script, changing the plans. Up to the top and I'm taking the fans. Making them jump, making them dance. Making them jump, making them dance. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. Hickory, dock. Giving them all that we got. Kick on the door. Try to knock, but nobody answered. I'm going hard and taking my chances. I keep it moving. I keep advancing. Keeping it gangster. Getting the perks and I'm happy to earn them. Mr. Ambitious, kill it, I'm vicious. Mr. Determined. Riding the storm, but focus on rainbow connections like Kermit. The water on my shoulders, it was a burden. Now I don't notice it, everything turning. Everything shifting, doing it different. I'm floating, I'm drifting. Shout out the slums, round the world we uplifted. Doing it big. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We about to change the game. Let's go. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We out here taking names. Let our voices rise. Let them reach the sky. We about to change the game. We about to change the game. Let's go. Chill. Hey, chill. Let's go. I was born to kill it. I was meant to win. I am down and willing, so I will find a way. It took a minute, now it didn't happen right away. When it get hot in the kitchen, you decide to stay. That's how it winners made. Stick a fork in the hater on my dinner plate. I walk into the fire like it's just a bit of flame. I switch my style up, watch the money pile up. I'ma get rich or die trying, want me switch lanes. I'm always getting better, I'ma be on 5th place. On this one, then 4th on the next. 3rd, 2nd, 1st, 4th, for the best. She showing love, give me all the raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and puff and blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Huff and puff and blow the house down. I do it for the love, they perform for the checks, and I still get more. They be bored by the rest. I done put the work in, wasn't born in success. See the storm, it affects the performance. But I dance in the rain and the thunder, the drums. So I keep going hard, I won't stop till I'm done. From the bottom to the top, I'm the one. I can drop in a month, I'll be back at the top. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Off and puff and blow the house down. Raw energy. Don't stop, go ahead, get it in. Jump, knock, let me in. Off and puff and blow the house down. Yeah, we blow the house down. Yeah, we blow the house down. Big moves, we shake see?
Yeah. Let's go. We just gotta go hard. I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Yeah. Oh yeah, the beast back. Adrenaline pumping through my veins, can't relax. Original, I am not the same as these cats. I sting them if they never ever mind and they beeswax. I don't ever cap, but I'm wearing like 3 hats. Never been a rat, but I know where the cheese at. You'll never get a trophy cause they all here where we at. You better believe that. When it's all said and done, I'll still be here standing. Never took a loss and it ain't something that I'm planning. I dare you to say something, my focus is A1. Every dog has his day, it's been mine since day one. This is real grinding, I'm still climbing. While you still trying, I'm still shining. It's real blinding, and I'm getting hotter too. Talking top 2, I'm not a 2. You let the pressure bother you when I do what I gotta do. Let's go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
They ain't coming close to me. Flow is on atomic, I'm starting fires through poetry. The hardest out, staying loyal, no falling out. And if you step into the court, be ready, we balling out. Yeah, the coldest of teens, they know what we bring, don't try us. They know in between, we go for these dreams in silence. Hard work, don't mistake it for magic. We been shooting in the gym, this is target and practice. Yeah. And I'm just getting started, getting feet wet. It's all in repetition, ain't a secret. All facts, all black dress code. Pay me my respect, collecting every debt.
I go the hardest. I bring the pain. Not what you used to. It's all part of the game. Yeah, I just gotta go hard. I just gotta go hard. Go hard. Go hard. Go hard.
From the club with a baddie or two. She was looking in my eyes cause she wanna be my boo, be my boo, be my boo. I'm you tripping in the stew. If they tryna get a bag, then they might have got the loot. Cops all the bids, now I'm about to buy a chain. If the Cubans talking to me, I might get up on my lane. Just in black while we spinning so we never feel the shame. Gotta light up when we do it so we don't gotta feel the pain.
I was trying to tell you about that real shit, boy. You been steady capping on that fake shit, toy. I was trying to tell you about that real shit, boy. Real shit, boy. Real shit, toy.
Been around, burn out, flow it to the penthouse. Shotty's going crazy, then they quiet like a church mouse. Land up with the customs, and we never get to get it out. Nitro in the engine, so we see what it's about. Always wanna talk, but you never want to smoke. And you flashing all the guns on your live, you a joke. Dosing up with bodies when you never ever roll. I'll be pressed to find a shooter who be lacking in the soul.
I was trying to tell you about that real shit, boy. You been steady capping on that fake shit, toy. I was trying to tell you about that real shit, boy. Real shit, boy. Real shit, toy.
Shit, boy.
Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I when I fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.
gon' take it up from last year. Shoot on my shot, boy, I'm long range. Me and the team on the same thing. Stayed down, never switched up. Only thing changed was the game. I'm in the zone now. Nothing can change what we on now. When I pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Aiming for greatness, no settling. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down. No, my team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. I do not gamble, but bet on me. Tell them that's like, yeah, it's Tel Aviv. I'm taking a shot for my enemies. I can't waste no more time on my energy. I know they know I got it on lock. Go against me, that's a long shot. Cause I'm counting wins all around the clock. Never doubt me, boy, I don't stop. Who do you feel when they make you the monster? I am not scared of none of you imposters. Taking the lead now while they watching. Think you should leave now while the option. Taking no else, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Who running the game now? Foot on the gas, can slow down, no. My team, we holding it down. We know we running it now. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change. Watch the game change, yeah.
back, back. Keep bringing it back, back, back. Said I'm bringing it back, back. Keep bringing it back. It's all like swinging back, back. Keep bringing it back.
You look into your inventory and there's only... It's time to forget about this garbage. Here you will find everything to play with really cool skins. Open top cases. Upgrade dropped skins and turn your junk into a cool gun using the contract system. Every day, thousands of people upgrade their inventory with us. Hellcase.com. Look at yourself in a new way.
The city is up in the madness. The people is giving the damage. They turn into animal savage. Serranos and hippos and mammoths. The hero is coming, I'm locked in. You know that I'm winning, I'm top 10. You know that I came from the dog pen. You want it, you get it, you drop dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds and gardens. Then watching them sprout and harvest. The greatest was always in my plans. Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city that need me is clear now. Giving the damage. The people is giving the...
What's going on, people? We're back, but maybe not for all too long. Just to update you, as maybe some of you who are keen on HLTV, I feel like some of you do check in. You'll see that there's 2 games scheduled for 1 p.m. UK time, 2 p.m. on the continent for TSM. They're playing here in Hellcase Cup 10 against Talon, but also simultaneously, somehow, some way, going to be playing both off against 777 in the Blast Premier Quals. Because of that, it is going to be a forfeit coming through. TSM aren't able to play. What can you do, right? It's as simple as that. And it will mean that Talon qualify to that next stage. TSM, they just can't play it. It's as simple as that. They're playing in this Blast Qual. The game before them is going on a little long. They're meant to be starting any moment against 777, but it means they're going to be missing, at the very least, a map. But because of this, that, and the other, I think they could then be playing another best one afterwards. I think essentially they're double booked. Schedule's pretty hefty, and for them that means they can't play here in Hellcase Cup 10, so they are going to have to forfeit this game. Simple as that. Which mean a nice simple win for Talon. Good for them in the rematch. They didn't have to play that rematch. They didn't go that too well yesterday, so I'm sure they're pretty happy. And of course, good to see that Talon, off the back of a win earlier today, can come in towards this sort of tournament now. They're actually in towards the playoffs, which granted, whether it's with a forfeit or not, getting into the playoffs, I think it is pretty good for them. So congrats to them. Joining the likes of, from what I can see here, Miles XT, Sampi, Endpoint, Permitter, 9 Pandas, and 9 as well from the other groups. And of course, 1 win who ended up qualifying through Group D yesterday. So we are getting them in towards that playoff stage, which I think is really solid. Still not in the money just yet, but a couple of wins, and who knows, they could potentially get in that fray. But yeah, one of those unfortunate things, Freddie. It's a busy schedule this time of year. So, just off the back of the player break, all the tournaments ramping up. And obviously for them, I guess I can sort of understand it in a way. Blast Premier, qualifying to a land for them, and a Premier land like Blast, I can understand where kind of I guess maybe the priority comes through.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but I'd say good day for Talon. I think this is a pretty, having playoffs for them, even though maybe it's you still got to be happy, even though it hasn't completely come through because you earned all of it, but you still be very happy. And playoffs, I think, is going to be pretty stacked. We've got some pretty big teams in the group stage qualifying, so I think this playoffs going to be really exciting. Remind me now, when does playoffs start?
Playoff start
Wednesday,
literally. So we got day off tomorrow. What am I saying?
Yeah, so it's Tuesday. Yeah. Well, so it's Monday today now.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I go by dates, so I know it's the 5th, well, right? Yeah. But I don't know what day of the week it is because we work weekends, right? Days of the week mean nothing to us. Playoffs start on Wednesday 9 a.m. That's round of 16 starts then. And there's actually 4 best of 3s in that day too, so it's going to be pretty stacked. And then it's nice and simple. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all the way to the grand final. So yeah, nice and simple. So I mean, I guess tomorrow's a day off, and it gives Talon a bit of time to prep, I guess, heading in towards that. But then round of 16 begins straight off the rip. Yeah,
gonna be really exciting. I think we're back. The last Hellcup was who won the last Hellcup? I can't even find it on HLTV, but. I remember it being a really exciting before. I actually can't find it. Oh, it was Hellcase Cup. It was Sashi. Yeah, Sashi won win finals. Yeah. So that's that's the quality of teams that get invited. The Bleed, the Guild Eagles at the time, Sashi, Gaming Gladiators, 1 win. Like, that's the kind of quality of teams you'd be expecting here in playoffs. So definitely, you need to keep a close eye on playoffs.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, last time, of course, I mean, you know, it's one of those things you sort of briefly touched on it with Hellcase Cup 9 in a similar favor to 10 in the terms of, obviously, a pretty stonking prize pool in a sense. The prize pool has actually gone up by 15k since last time, but it's also the percentage of the kind of the case sales. You've sort of seen that little graphic that's been on the screens, and you can see top left now as well. 46k is currently in the additional sort of prize pool as well from that crowdfunding case. So yeah, you know, a fairly decent chunk of money. And with how our ranking works and all the rest, these sort of tournaments are super important for teams who are wanting to climb up in towards that next stage. So I can understand why we get so many decent teams in towards deep run playoffs.
And I guess with that in mind, we'll see you guys Wednesday. Thank you very much for tuning in, and get ready for playoffs.
It's almost yours. When are you gonna get another chance like this? Go ahead. Go ahead. Why are you slowing down? You almost got him. Come on.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? So, this is what you decided to do to me, to all of us, for pixels? Fuck you and your Roland. Let's get out of here, bro. Have you seen how many scammers showed up?
The city is up in the madness. The people is giving the damage. They turn into animal savage. So rhinos and hippos and mammoths. The hero is coming, I'm locked in. You know that I'm winning, I'm top 10. You know that I came from the dog pit. You wanted, you get it, you drop dead. The rebel who came from the bottom. My enemies know that I got it. I'm planting my seeds in gardens. Then watching them sprout and harvest. The greatest was always in my plans. Battle the kid is white flags. Not on my level where I stand. Got it, I'm shooting a hot hand. Out of the gym, I was locked out. I failed, the kid was a dropout. I changed the game and it's up now. The city, they need me, it's clear now.